everyone, it's Shel from Pebeo Studio. Today I'm sharing with you a tag that I made for the Facebook group Tag It Tuesday. And the theme this month for the month of June 2017 is Steampunk or Gears. And so I decided I wanted to play with the color scheme that I've been seeing a lot and just kind of thinking it's cool, not colors I would ever put together myself, but I really like the way they look together. And that's an olive green and a turquoise. Well, I guess maybe it's, trending or something. I don't know, but seen it around and I just decided I wanted to play with the color scheme a little bit. So I also thought that it would go really well with steampunk gears type thing if I threw in a little bit of copper, because copper, it oxidizes into that teal green color, turquoisey tealy verdigris color. And so I just wanted to play with those colors. I decided to get out a small Gelli plate. This is the 5x7, and since I knew I was going to be making something small, I decided to just go ahead and use a smaller one and then not have as much leftover prints. And I have, of course, a couple ATCs because I'm still working on Artist Trading Card of the month until the last day of June. And so I had a couple of those on my desk, and then some leftover pieces of mixed media paper, which I just figured I would use to clean off the brayer and to do, just mess around with. So that's what I'm using along with my 5x7 plate and some Dylusion colors. And I decided that at first I used, I think it was the pesto color, which is a pretty dark olive green, and I didn't really like that one, so then I switched to the Dirty Martini, which is also a warm green as well, and decided that that one went better with my, I think this is Calypso Teal maybe. I will leave a list of all the colors that I used along with links down below in the description box. If you just, underneath the video, you click that little down arrow, it'll open up a whole bunch of information, including all my social media, my email, all that type of stuff is down there as well. So you'll be able to find the colors that I used. And then of course I have the Pebeo iridescent copper heavy body acrylic paint in a tube that I put on as well. So I really like what's going on here. I'm using rubber stamps as my my design elements along with my gel plate, because if you use a rubber stamp after you put the acrylic paint on, it removes some of the paint and gives you interesting pattern. And I don't see a lot of people do that. I see a lot of people using other tools to make texture with their gel plates, but not so often rubber stamps. This color right here is Jade, which is another turquoisey tealy color, and I decided to try it out as well. And then this time I used the pesto. I think it's pesto. If I'm wrong, it might be avocado. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the Dylusions people in the world. I promise I will look up all the colors and leave them below. One thing I did really want to point out, though, about rubber stamps before I forget. If you are using rubber stamps with acrylic paint, remember to clean them off immediately. I just have a wet baby wipe, and I am cleaning off that acrylic paint off the stamps right away. If you let acrylic paint dry on rubber stamps, it becomes a mess, because acrylic is a type of rubbery plasticky stuff, a polymer, and it just wants to attach to the rubber on the stamps. If they're, these real red, or even the silicone ones, but in particular, these really red rubber stamps are the ones that you have a problem with. I've done that before where I've let them dry on there, and I had to throw away a set at one point. This was a long time ago. I was using them for a decor project and stamping on the walls, and I let the paint dry on there. Oh, what a mess. I scrubbed and scrubbed, tried to get it off, and finally I ended up just throwing away the stamps because they were ruined, because then when I tried to stamp with ink, I had all these leftover bits and and spots and bumps of paint that I couldn't get off, and it just was a mess. So just remember, clean them quickly. A baby wipe works really well, or if you have a stamp scrubber of some sort, you can just, scrub them off right away. So now I'm adding more design elements to my background using the same stamps and a couple other stamps, and applying the acrylic paint directly to the stamps using a sponge brush. And then I'm using a couple of these background designs to remove some of the paint off of the stamp. So I have a solid stamp, putting some acrylic paint on it, then taking another stamp that doesn't have anything on it and kissing them together, and then that removes some of the paint and gives me a more grungy look on the impression when it's finished. That stripy one worked really well. The harlequin shaped one didn't work as well because these are so small. And I'm using the excess copper paint that was on my little sponge brush and plate to go around the outside edge of that tag. For some reason there was light colored edges, like I hadn't maybe got it pressed down enough on the gel plate. I don't know why, but it cleaned it up. So then to add my focal points, I really like this background. It looks really cool. Oh, and I added some iridescent green-blue or blue-green a little bit on there as well. So there's a lot of really shimmery, nice shimmer on this tag. It's hard to see on the video, I know, but in person it's really nice. So then I'm just looking through my boxes of metal things and buttons and stuff like that to find some other elements to add to my tag that are kind of industrial grunge type looking stuff. I have some metal pieces that are, well, oh, what's the name of it now? What's it? Oiled bronze, oiled something, I don't know. There was a trend with faucets and things, oiled bronze, I think it is. Some of those pieces are that color. It's like a copper that has black over the top of it or something. And then I have this really rusty old skeleton key. I think Shannon Green sent me that. And I think she also sent me that that skeleton leaf with the, I didn't end up using it, but then I have this butterfly clip. It's like a paper clip that's the shape of a butterfly, and it's a little bit more gold colored. And then this little gear is from a set from Tim Holtz, I think, that had several gears, and that's my last one. And what else? Oh, the buttons. The button. It's a wooden button that was in a set that had all different numbers. Then I have this rub-on sheet, and I'm just going to use one little phrase from it and put the rub-on with the popsicle stick. You put it face down and then you scratch on the back of it to get it to transfer onto your paper. Can't see it too good now, but in the end, in the pictures at the end, the close-ups, you'll be able to see. So then I start putting all my elements on. I had to addition them. I moved things around, trying to decide which to put on, which not to put on. I didn't want it too crowded. I wanted just a few things. And you could go crazy. I mean, you could completely go crazy with putting stuff on. And even with just the few little metal pieces that I put on, it's heavy. The tag's quite heavy, so I'll probably keep this one instead of mailing it to anyone because it's bumpy and it's also heavy. Lots of times I send my tags away to people as little happy mails or whatever. So I'm attaching some of the pieces that are those ones that came with they're the oiled bronze looking ones. I'm attaching them with the matching brads that came with them. I got that box of metal stuff from Stampin' Up! A long time ago. I don't know if they still have it. They had different colors, and I bought a box of the ones that were the goldish, the antique gold color, and then a box of ones that were the antique bronze color. And I've had them all this time. Don't know if they still have them. So once everything was glued on, and I was too lazy to get out my hot glue, so I ended up gluing it with tacky glue, and then I had to dry it. because I was too impatient. I'm using my Stabilo All pencil in black to add some shadow on the right side of everything and blending that out, activating it with water on a small brush. And that makes it look dimensional, makes it look more dimensional because it has a shadow, and also kind of helps the pieces stand out from the background. I'm also going to add highlight, and that will add even another element of making it look very 3D. The highlight, I'm using this Inca Gold. I think the color is antique silver, but it's kind of a light gold color. And you can see that that makes a lot of difference. It makes the elements really come out from the background. I'm not going to say pop. Not going to say pop. Okay, dang it, I said it. You know I hate that. Make it pop. Hate that. Overused. Then I go back in and add a little bit more dark black. And with it, feathered out with the water, it really looks, it blends into the background, but makes it look very kind of grungy and industrial looking. It's cool. So then I have a black piece of cardstock that I've cut down to the correct size to give me a backer and also a frame around the edge. And then I'm going to punch the hole again because I have to punch it through the black as well. And with the one little element that had it was like a hanger, I put the key below it, and then I'm tying those two pieces together to look as if the key is hanging off that thing. I don't know what to call it, but it has like a loop as if you could hang something from it. So I'm using some metallic thread to tie those two together so it appears as if they're one element. And then I'm just adding the ribbons, and that's it. So if you enjoyed this, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe, turn on your notifications if you really want to find out when my videos are. And of course, share if you want to. That's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.